Singer-songwriter Jacob Dylan is selling his home in the exclusive Los Angeles neighborhood of Brentwood. The son of this theater has always been a conservative venue, showcasing Broadway-style plays and the ballet, but some want to change that. The theater will shake up its lineup. Paula Abdul is going from celebrity judge to celebrity coach. Paula has a new show where she shows her school spirit by coaching cheerleading. This is one of the biggest celebrity parties St. Louis has ever seen. And Nellie was sure to remind people that this is not just a party, it's also a charity event. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Lampley. Actor Tim Allen and wife Jane have breaking baby news today. Entertainment Now is...
I've got one of the most exciting seats in the house. And as you can see, that's right here on the field.
Walt Disney Corporation has donated $80,000 for this entertainment band shell. Now, the idea was to bring this outdoor venue within city limits. Rock and jazz bands are scheduled to perform here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Lampley. Our top entertainment story, Jon Travolta and his wife Kelly Preston are back in Florida with the remains of their son, 16-year-old Jet. Jet Travolta was found unconscious on Friday in the couple's vacation home in the Bahamas. The death certificate said that Jet died of a seizure. The couple said their son suffered from Kawasaki disease, a condition that affects the skin, mouth, and lymph nodes. No one is sure how long the teen had been unconscious. A family friend says that Jon and Kelly are in unimaginable pain over the death of their son. We'll keep you posted with any developments in this story. Meanwhile, Hulk Hogan says his wife Linda burns more money than bridges. Hulk was back in court yesterday where his wife Linda asked for another $400,000 in attorney fees. The court granted her the cash, but after going over her expenditures, they put it in a separate account so she couldn't blow it on what the court called more dumb stuff. Hulk and his attorney, David Houston, made a list of things they claim Linda is wasting money on, and this includes a $4,000 photo shoot with her dog.
To burn up all this money and have the divorce lawyers churning the clock, all this money that was saved for our children, or burning up all this money that we could help John Graziano with a life plan is insane.
A judge has dismissed a wrongful termination lawsuit against game show host Bob Barker from a former Price is Right employee. Deborah Curling, a former production assistant, launched legal action against Barker, claiming she faced a hostile working atmosphere after testifying against Barker in another wrongful termination lawsuit. However, the judge in the case dismissed the claims against Barker, insisting the star could not be sued for wrongful termination because he was not Curling's employee. The judge also dismissed several other claims against the production company. Now, when you think of the most trusted news anchors, you probably think of Brian Williams, Tom Brokaw, or Dan Rather. Well, you better add the Daily Show host, Jon Stewart, to that list. A recent poll of Americans asked by the Pew Research Center for the People and Press to name the journalist they most admired. The fake news anchor came in at number 4. That ranking was right behind real news anchor Dan Rather. We asked Jon how hard it is to produce a funny newscast nightly.
You know, you get into a rhythm of it, and we have the privilege of writing jokes about things we care about, so it's, there's some days where you're not as inspired and you put out a comedy-like substance, and then other days when it really works, and so that feels better.
Many surveys said that The Daily Show is a genuine cultural and political force, and some admitted they get their news of the day from The Daily Show. Well, tomorrow marks the start of the Sunscreen Film Festival here in town. It's a 3-day event that brings together movie directors, producers, financiers, and those dreaming of someday making it big. Rick Smith explains.
The Renaissance Vinoy Resort and Golf Club in St.
It makes me feel like a real filmmaker, like I'm really doing the right thing.
For more information about the Sunscreen Film Festival, just go to our website and use the keyword film. And finally, tonight, the legendary rock band Kiss, yes, that Kiss, is back on the road touring. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and the rest of the gang will play some 50 dates throughout the U.S. starting next month in Chicago. The band says they are not touring for the money. That's probably true because Gene Simmons' net worth alone is estimated near $100 million. The band says they have more money than some small countries. We asked them about the differences in starting in music these days compared to when they started back in the 70s.
It is a place now that doesn't nurture new acts. And if you don't sell on your first album or if you don't sell on your first single, they let you go.
And for a look at those Kiss tour dates, go to our website. Well, that's all for this edition of Entertainment Now. I'm Tim Lampley. Have a great evening. Say the name Luther, and record buyers the world over respond immediately.
Yeah.
For more than 20 years, fans have come to expect only the best from this Grammy Award-winning superstar. And of course, Luther has never let them down.
How you doing, sir?
Today he talks candidly about his life, career, and latest project, simply entitled Luther Vandross.
This is the first one on J Records?
Yeah.
How is J Records different from any other label that you've been with in the past?
J Records is a slightly smaller company, and it's a new company. In that, it's a new company. The artist roster is not as large as other record companies that I've been with, and there's a sort of a new energy and a new sense of purpose with a new company that you would have, and that's what's happening with J Records as well.
Now, you were born in New York.
Yes.
The attack that happened in New York and Washington, D.C. had a profound effect on all of us. How has it changed your music and your performances?
Well, it hasn't changed the writing per se or the performances per se, thank goodness. Mm-hmm. But, it's made me appreciate that people will come out to be entertained, that the desired effect of those terrorists was that they break the spirit of us all, and they haven't been able to do that, and I think they're pretty convinced by now that they won't be able to do that.
I think I was thinking, is music changing at all because of that, the mood in the country?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Type of thing.
I'm not a musicologist. I know how I approach music, and I know the purpose that my music serves, in the midst of all types of emotions. Gotcha. I am sure that there are a lot of people focusing on current events, mm-hmm. In their music, as always, and I think if it does change it, it doesn't change it in a wide stroke way. I think it changes it to the specific people that it inspires to change.
Are you in a good place now in your life?
Depends on when you ask me whether or not it's a good place.
Are you happy?
It depends. It also depends on when you ask. Asking right now, no, not particularly. Mm-hmm. No, it's too much work that yields too little result for my assessment of it all. And that's the state of mind that I'm in on this evening. Now, you could ask me that same question tomorrow morning, and I may give you a different answer.
A lot of people make a big deal out of your weight. Does it bother you?
Yeah, it's bothersome right now. Now that you're asking me, it's bothersome because I don't enjoy talking about it a lot. My record company, J Records, used to always insist, "Oh, you got it," because I used to say, "I don't want to talk about that. Gotcha. I don't really want to speak on that. That's a personal struggle." And they would always say, "Yeah, but it's like a human interest story, and everybody wants to talk about it." And I'm saying, "Yeah, but what if I talk about it and gain any of it back? Then I have to carry that type of paranoia." So that's one of the reasons I don't really like to talk about it. I want to live my life, not narrate it.
Some people's idea of a perfect life would involve children and a perfect life mate. Do you see that in your future?
Having children and marriage?
Perfect mate, children.
Oh, I see a perfect mate as a part of my future, of course. I would love for that to be right around the next corner that I turn. I helped raise a large family myself. I've been changing diapers since I was 11. My oldest niece is 11 years younger than me. I was 11 when she was born, and it was instilled in us right away. You take care of the babies, you bathe them, you change them, you feed them, and so that has been pretty quenched for me right until this day with my nephews, the younger mm-hmm. nephews and nieces that have come along. I love children. I've always loved children, and I think I have the balance of that I want.
I know your current CD is out there and it's continuing on the charts, but what about your next project? Are you already thinking about what you're going to do in the future?
I don't know. I want to see what it is that J Records manages to accomplish with the third single, which is being prepared to come out now.
Okay.
And that will determine when I start a recording project next.